Hello friends, my name is Masood. Today we shall discuss about topic the stakeholder involvement for sprint review. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in project management, Scrum framework, and the in the sprint as well. So let's start, friend. First of all, we have to understand that what is sprint review. Friend, sprint review is an event in the Scrum framework. That Scrum is basically based on the concept of agile project management, in which we divide the work into multiple chunks. That is called the sprint, and with each sprint we plan, develop, test, and deploy the things and deliver the project to the customer in basically multiple chunks. Sprint is basically a 3 to 4 week time period, which is based on the concept that we basically select the few items, few features required for a product, and we plan, develop, test, and deploy these items which has been selected for the sprint. And in that way, when the sprint ends, we have a product increment. So friend, sprint review is basically a meeting which held at the end of the sprint. That means after 1 month approximately, and it is a recurring event at the end of each sprint where the Scrum team showcases the work which has been completed during this sprint. It provides an opportunity for stakeholders to inspect the increment of work which has been basically completed during this sprint and provide their feedback, which helps in adopting the product backlog. Now today we shall basically discuss that how to involve the stakeholders for the sprint review. So first thing is definition of stakeholders. Friend, generally stakeholders is called as a person who has interest in a project. That person who has interest, he is called as stakeholder, who has some share in the project. In the Scrum framework, mainly we have basically, we can say, main stakeholders are product owner. Product owner is basically a person who is a bridge between the customer and the Scrum development team. He basically represents the interest of stakeholders and is responsible for prioritizing the backlog. Backlog means that the requirements or feature set required for a product. Then a Scrum development team, this is the team responsible for delivering a potentially shippable product increment. In general, you can say the development team. Development team is like, for example, software designers, developers, deployment teams. So all these are the example of Scrum development team. Scrum Master is basically a facilitator for the team, and it facilitates the Scrum events, ensure that the team is following the Scrum framework. Then the stakeholders, who are basically individuals or groups within an interest or concern in the project or product. Okay, so these are stakeholders. For example, the business team, customers. So all these are the type of other stakeholders. Then when inviting stakeholders means that whenever we have a planned meeting for the sprint review, we send an invite for the stakeholders to ensure transparency and open communication. Invitations are sent well in advance. You can use the meeting invite as well, and you can send other any, for example, you can send a letter as well, and the event is scheduled to accommodate the availability of key stakeholders. Then reviewing increment means in that session the Scrum development team presents and showcases the increment of the work completed during the sprint, and basically the focus is showcasing the functionality that has been delivered and demonstrating how it meets the acceptance criteria. Here similarly, generally you can think of this as a session in which we are giving a demo, not only a demo, you can say the demonstrating of the working functionality of the work which has been completed after the sprint. Then feedback and collaboration. Friend, stakeholders are encouraged to provide feedback on the demonstrated features, and open dialogue and collaboration are essential to address questions, concerns, and to ensure a shared understanding of the product. Here friend, the feedbacks are very important, collaboration is very important, and it is an opportunity for stakeholders to provide feedback once they see the working functionality. Then inspecting and adopting. Friend, sprint review is basically an opportunity to inspect the product and adopt the backlog based on the feedback received. The product owner may adjust priorities, add or remove items from the backlog, and or refine user stories based on the stakeholder input. Here, friend, remember one thing, that inspection is very important. Inspection means that basically the stakeholders are reviewing the working functionality, and based on that they are giving the feedback, and based on their feedback product owner may adjust the product backlog. Product backlog is a basically set of requirements, feature set for the product. He can remove any item, he can prioritize any item, he can add any item in the product backlog as well. Then transparency and visibility. Sprint review promotes transparency by allowing a stakeholder to see the progress made by that Scrum development team. Here, friend, see the stakeholder, especially customers, business team, they have the visibility that what actually work has been completed. They have the confidence that there is a progress, and basically it's shared. It is a shared understanding of what has been accomplished, and they are giving their you can say honest and you can neutral opinion about the product increment. Addressing concerns means the stakeholders may raise concerns or questions during the review, and the team works to address these concerns in real time or follow ups afterwards. Here, friend, whatever the concerns have been raised, normally Scrum Master and product owners are noting down, and whatever the things needs to be improved, it should be improved in the next upcoming sprint. Continuous improvement. Sprint review is basically a best opportunity for the continuous improvement, and for the development process. Stakeholder feedback is valuable in refining the product backlog and ensuring that the product meets the needs of the users. Here, friend, stakeholder feedback is very important for the continuous improvement, and it is a great opportunity. Then documentation. Friend, it's essential to document the feedback received, decisions made, and any action items arising from the sprint review. So whatever the feedback is there, it should be properly documented. This documentation helps in tracking progress and ensures that a stakeholder input is considered in subsequent sprints. Respecting time constraints. While it's crucial to gather feedback, the sprint review should be time boxed to ensure that it does not extend beyond the allocated time. Efficient facilitation by the Scrum Master helps manage the event effectively as well. Here, remember, friend, that sprint review session should not be like say it should not be more than 2 hour 3 hour session, because everyone's time is valuable. Then, in summary, stakeholder involvement in the sprint review is a collaborative and iterative process that enhances transparency, promotes open communication, and contributes to the success of the agile development approach.